welcome to Gen X Glam here on YouTube. Whether you're new to the channel or you're coming back, thank you everyone for stopping in. I'm super excited to get into this video. I'm kind of grinding on a series of get ready with me showcasing the various brands that I have with a focus on skincare. I'm going to do a little makeup too, but I can't guarantee I'm going to finish my face online because skincare needs a bit of time to marinate, right? I don't necessarily want to rush it, although I did pull out some Clarins, some other makeup that I was thinking I could finish my face with. Generally speaking, especially if you're new to the channel, I have a very light hand, a very simplistic look. I strive to blend out my discolorations, to get some pops of color, a lot of moisture on my lips. I really like products that are more moisturizing for the lips, not necessarily highly pigmented. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's take a look at some Clarins, and I have some stuff to talk about. I know I have been gabbing all week long, and you're probably like, how does she have more stuff to talk about? I just come up with it. I just do. And you know, it's new stuff. It's more burning questions that are on my mind. Stuff that's really been not bothering me, but yeah, we're going to talk about it. First, let's go in with Clear Out. This is a mattifying toner from Clarins. As you can see, I've gotten through quite a bit of it. I just love it. It has a very fresh scent to it. And, you know, it's a really nice mattifying toner. I don't know what else to tell you. Great scent. I use it often, and we're going in with it today. That's going to be our first start. I'm going to let this dry down a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with some essence from Clarins. So what is the burning? What's burning on my mind? I'll tell you what's burning on my mind. And this is, you know, if you watch my videos, and I just told you I have a very simplistic look. I don't ever go for full coverage. I rarely go for medium coverage, but there is a rage out there right now. And those of you that are going down the rabbit holes and watching videos with the Tier brand, this Korean brand that is just blazing out there in all of the beauty space, I wanted to talk about that today. It's this, you know, it's a Korean brand. Recently, one of the really big guru content creators was treated to, I would say, a pretty decadent brand trip. I mean, first class, like lay down seats, like the whole 9 yards, you know, fancy designer gift bags and tons of product, and just a trip overseas. Like, that's pretty significant. That's a long way. That's a long haul to go to. And there's a lot of controversy out there in this particular content creator, just simply because, you know, and I'm not going to venture an opinion. I'm just going to tell you what's out there. And many of you already know that, you know, some content creators get these fantastic, like, you know, brand trips, or they get stuff in the mail, and they're not always necessarily transparent about disclosing which one of their you know, what content videos are sponsored because they got some sort of swag or they went on a trip, you know, and what are just videos that, you know, content that they're putting out there because they themselves, right? They themselves are fans of whatever the product it is. They've used it, they like it, and they just want to spread the word all through the World Wide Web. So there we are. So this Tier brand, one of their signature products that everybody's talking about is a cushion foundation. It comes in this like red compact, and it's full coverage. I want to say there's 30 shades. It's pretty inclusive considering it's a Korean brand, because if you watch folks who talk about, you know, Korean or makeup originating in countries like Korea out there in the East, they just say like most of the shade lines are pretty white. So those brands, even though it seems to be a trendy thing to be all into the Korean skincare and Korean makeup and all that stuff, they're, you know, on the makeup front, the shade range is not as inclusive as we find here in the Western part of the world. So it's pretty inclusive shade range. And yesterday, So my colleague and I were talking about this brand yesterday. Like it's impossible for us not to talk about it here at the Gen X Glam Station, because, this is what, this is part of my journey, checking this stuff out. I just love it. I love learning. I just soak it all in. Like, what is going on out there? What is relevant? What are people talking about? And they're talking about this Tier brand, specifically this Cushion foundation, which is very pigmented, very full coverage. So my colleague and I were talking about it yesterday, and she went on to Amazon and she was like, oh my gosh, they've marked it down from like, whatever, its regular price is $25. So it's quite affordable. They've marked it down 30%. And I was like, wow, that's something. And so she ordered it, and I was like, all right, you let that come in and let me swatch it. I got to feel this, I got to feel the formula. To me, when I watch other people put it on, it's and it's one of these things. You got your compact, you have this little pat powder brush, you go in, it looks like you go in once into the pan, and then you use that one dip into the pan to just pat everywhere, and then you do the same thing with the other side, and then it's very buildable. Then you go on top of it and you add your other stuff. But when they put that base down, and you just got that base from it, to me it looks like a base that would be used for television makeup, because television makeup is very full coverage, and I would want to do all day is run home and wash my face. But I like a deal. For 30% off, I didn't pull the trigger at work, okay? My friend did. My colleague friend did. She's got it coming in the mail from Amazon. When I got home last night and I was, checking things out, watching vids, seeing what was up, I found another video. It's not hard not to find them. Going in with this Clarins Total Eye Lift. We've talked about it before. There's no fountain of youth. There's no substitute. No cream is going to give you an eye lift, but this is probably one of their more popular eye products, like eye cream products. I have a couple I pulled out. This is their Total Eye Revive, which is great. It's almost gone. I've used this before. I don't have that much of application. This is more of an eye serum, but I love this nice cool applicator. I'm just going to go in, try to get some depuffing effects. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, but not too honest, not too TMI. I wasn't feeling so well in the wee hours of the morning, running a little bit late this morning because I'm giving my body a test to see if I'm going to make it. I want to go into work so badly today because there's just a lot of stuff going on there. I've got presents for people that I want to bring in, and yeah, I just want to make it in. So let's keep our fingers crossed for me. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good, but I didn't get the most restful sleep. In fact, I did not. So if I can get any anti-puffing out of this thing, let's go for it. All right. The other eye product here is their like kind of firming. This isn't, even the Clarins folks that I've talked to, they're not super fans of this particular one. This one, they all rave about, the Total Eye Lift. So if you're looking for an eye cream from Clarins, this one would be my recommendation, but maybe you can get a sample of it. I knew that I liked it because Clarins is the Clarins drops off. They're very generous with their sample drop-offs at Shoppers. And so a lot of times when you get samples from Shoppers, a lot of times they are Clarins, or you can just ask like, hey, do you have any Clarins? And then you can try it out. So that's kind of how I came about it. Let's go in with a little bit of face moisturizer. This is from the Reboost collection. It's kind of a brightening one. There are just so many different collections from Clarins. And the cool thing about Clarins, and we're going to get back to the tier, don't worry, I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. The cool thing about Clarins collections is they kind of have them shaded by age. So you could, if your skin is in that range where it's starting to age, they've got that collection for you. You're in your, late 20s, early 30s, they have that collection for you. Your 40s, your 50s, and then like the very, very vintage line of phase of aging, they've got that for you too. And this I found at TJ Maxx for $14.99. So you gotta check those places out, your Kohl's, your Marshalls, your TJ Maxx, maybe the Clarins isn't going to be in a Dollarama, but you know, any sort of discounty type of shop that has a skincare or makeup shelf that you can just totally scout out and scour. I find a lot of Laneige on those shelves at TJ Maxx, Winners, Marshalls. So you just gotta hustle. You gotta hustle. Those of us that hustle, that's when you find the deals. I don't know. But yeah, $14.99. I did not pay full price for that one. And I do like it. It's one of the ones that I like quite a bit. All right, getting back to the tiers. So I didn't buy it yesterday when my colleague discovered it at work. But when I came home, I found some more videos. And yesterday was a unique day, like June 6th. If you're watching this real time, for whatever reason, the brand collabed with Amazon and gave 30% off all of their products. And I was like, really? So and some of the skincare stuff looks very interesting to me. The serum and the toner, those two in particular did. And they had like a really nice lip oil that looked fantastic. And so I was like, for 30% off, come on. I have bought some sillier stuff for more money. So I went ahead and put the serum, I put the toner, the lip oil, and I picked one of the shades of the foundation just to give it a try. Am I jumping on the bandwagon? Have I been influenced? I think that I have, folks. I think that I have. But maybe I can make it work with the dotting methods that I do. I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe it can be, instead of going with the puff, although I think it has I think you have to do the whole pat, puff, puff method. I don't think I can do my dots and blending. I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's go in with some primer. This is SOS primer that Clarins has, I want to say 4 different primers in their SOS line. And I couldn't, is this my Clarins? Yeah. Yes. They have this SOS also in their SOS collection. This is a, and I was like, oh, I hope I can find this tomorrow. Now my hands are all slimy. This is their like lash primer. My hands are totally all wet. Not wet, but there we go. Let's put some of this on. This is in they call this caramel. You know, it looks like it's pigmented, but it's a very thin, almost watery, and it's a lash primer. Really, I think it might be even lash and brow. I'm not sure. We'll put a little bit up there. I can't wait to do the brow and lid video that I have planned, because the stars of the show are going to be the new e.l.f. products, the new e.l.f. lid primer and the new e.l.f. brow gel. It's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so let's go in with this SOS primer. This, I've had my eye on the green one, but we're going in with this one because I had a sample of it, and it says on, this is mattifying, so it's drying down pretty quickly, and it's drying down very matty, which is fine. I mean, I don't mind the matte dry down. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really mind. I wanted to also talk about the new Shiseido, like from the Vital Perfection line, the night serum that dropped. At least it dropped here this week in stores. It's supposed to firm and boost your sagging skin while you sleep. I used it for the first time, like one night out of, 20 some more to go, to see if I noticed my skin feeling any tighter, boostier. So, and it was nice. Like, I put it on relatively early in my nighttime routine. I was still up for several more hours after I put it on. So I continued to just kind of like, massage my face through through my later evening. And it was nice. I could feel my face still really soft. I've kind of got, I'm happy I bought it. I got that great gift with purchase. I cashed in bonus redemption points, so I didn't straight up pay out of pocket the full amount. So pretty excited about it. I'm going to keep you updated. All right, back to the tiers. So I did it. 30, you offer me a deal. You offer me a deal, and I can talk myself into it pretty quick. So 30% off, I've got to try it because I consider myself, not a guru, not a guru, but a very interested party out there in what's going on in the beauty space. I spend a lot of my free time, you know, reading up about it, watching videos on all the latest stuff, thinking about trends, thinking about, I don't know, the overarching effects that influencers have, content creators have on society. And it's such a global phenomenon. It's for me, because I think I've mentioned before, I come from a social scientist background. I've always been fascinated since the internet came out. I did my senior thesis in college. The thesis class was on class and class consciousness, and my paper was on like a study on the class consciousness of the internet. And mind you, this was like when the internet was just coming out there in the mid-90s in terms of like mainstream, and there was still a huge digital divide, and it was pretty easy to make a connection at that time because there was a big difference in terms of who was online and who wasn't online. And, you know, could that be linked back to, could a person's sort of class status, was there enough information out there to see that, you know, certain socioeconomic classes at a higher percentage rate had access to, you know, the internet, the fandangled www. Anyways, I find it all very fascinating. I'm going to go back now to that guru I was telling you about that's taken a lot of flack online, especially, and she's not the only one. It is a woman. She's not the only one that takes flack for not disclosing ads. But this is my take on that whole situation. Back in the day, you had your like easy breezy cover girls, right? Whole slew of them. You had your like Claudia Schiffer. She was like the Guess Jeans girl. Michael Jackson, famous for being Pepsi guy, right? Pepsi. Remember that commercial? Anyway, so brands would take these musicians, actors, models, whatnot, because they are 100% sure that those folks had a following, you know, unique to their period in pop culture, right? You could tell from record sales, you could tell from box office sales, you could tell from book sales, you could tell from, you know, Nielsen ratings, people that were tuning in to watch, you know, whatever some of these people were doing. So you knew you had a slam dunk. You knew when you put such and such a person in your commercial, in your ad, that they were going to attract a certain following, right? It was tried and true. And so there weren't a lot of them out there, right? There are only so many easy breezy cover girls. There were only so many like iconic Pepsi, you know, spokespeople. There weren't, and when you compare that now to sort of the content creators out there, where the statistics, the following are very obvious. You know, you've got somebody with like 10 million followers on this, you know, social media, on their respective social media platform. So easy for brands to look at those numbers. They got teams that are out there looking for the next, you know, big person to pop that they can approach. And so you've got tons and tons and tons more people in today's pop culture environment, climate, that are out there doing ads because companies they can see their real-time stats and they know who's going to be a slam dunk. It's not like back in the day where you had to wait. Is that movie going to work out for that person? I'm going to wait before I offer my brand deal to make sure that they're a hit and that they're going to bring in customers, right? So I think that plays a lot. This plays so much into it that the brands can see who's out there popping right now in social media. And, you know, the rules are a little bit different. It's still a bit of the wild, wild west going on. So I use my lip perfector here in the shade, looks like it's 07. Really nice. It's very balmy. I like it a lot. Before that, I laid down a base with my, my pink sort of lip stain from Clarins. Now I'm going to go in with the Clarins concealer. I like to use this as like my spot base. And we really have to get going here because I'm feeling all right. guys, I'm feeling okay. I'm going to get through it. Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to finish my face probably very quickly offline, and then I am going to get myself into transit and see what's popping at my work, and see you guys again very soon, because I want to come on this weekend to announce the winner of the current Gen X Glam giveaway on Sunday, and hopefully unbox the P. Louise April subscription with you guys, and take a look at the P. Louise, the next Gen X Glam giveaway, which is going to be a P. Louise bronze brush bundle and one of the new Spoilt creamy concealers. I also actually saw, there's some videos out there. I saw a guru in the space who I've never seen actually talk about P. Louise before. I was very surprised to see her do a video on the creamy bronzers, but she did. I was like, wait a minute, I've never seen you do a video on P. Louise before. So, and it was a positive review, but unfortunately, guys, we got, and I might write P. Louise about this, because I noticed so I bought a bronzing brush bundle for myself, and I bought one for the giveaway, and the shtick with these is it was supposed to come with one of the 20 shades of the creamy bronzer, and they sent us the lightest shade. Well, I don't know what the heck we're going to do. It's not even a bronzer. Like, I'm going to write P. Louise today, and I'm going to ask about that. And I might even say, like, hey, you can't give us, if you're going to go light, then just go, don't give us the lightest shade. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to look at it together, but you're going to love the brushes, and, you'll get a feel for the formula of this new creamy bronzer that P. Louise dropped, calling it Spoilt. You're going to get a feel for it. So, beggars can't be choosy. I like to fall back on that line because it's somewhat optimistic. This is the slayin. I've talked about this before. I really like it. It's just, now we're getting away from Clarins, because I have a Clarins. What do I have still pulled out here for Clarins? I have I have a mascara pulled out here, which I will most definitely put on when I turn the camera off, as I usually do with my mascara, because I'm a little bit challenged on the lash lines. So I really get in there, and I try to just get every little lash, and that's really hard to do with you guys watching. I feel a little self-conscious about it. So I almost always finish my mascara offline, and I don't want to put a lot on today, but here it is. It's from I think it's from an advent calendar, or it's a mini. Actually, what is this? I thought I had one. You know what? This is another, it's definitely Clarins, but it's not a mascara. If I dig around my Glam Station, I'll tell you what, I know I can find a Clarins mascara. That is another primer. I love primers. I do. But I was going to say I have tennis tonight. I mean, I'm going to have a very, very light hand when it comes to putting that mascara on. I'm going to go over that slayin blush with this L'Oreal. Really, really like it. This came in it's a mini. It came in one of my little shopper delights. I think it was the Pinata Heart. I did a video. There's videos out there. If you're new to the channel, go check out some of the other videos if you want to see what we've been up to at the Gen X Glam Station. But there was like this Shoppers Mart came out with a like this heart-shaped pinata in the colors of the rainbow, and this was one of the products, this little Lancôme blush that was in that pinata, and I think that was one of the stars of the show actually in that, because Lancôme, I've actually looked at their blush before at Shoppers. I've not pulled the trigger. The magnet hasn't been too much of a super pull towards it, but I've been curious. So I was really happy when I got that in the little pinata. I have talked about this in other videos. In my recent video that I did, the haul video, this is an all over glow highlighter, and I have 3 of them. So I just got one in my Sephora haul from yesterday. I've put that right away, and in an overstock drawer because I have 2 others, and that'll probably go out in a future Gen X Glam giveaway. So let's just put a little bit on. I don't want to be like too glowy, honestly. I think this is more of a product that is better when I am going for a little bit more full coverage, because like I said, I have tennis tonight, so I'm not going cray here with product on my face. And the point of this video was just to highlight some of the Clarins stuff. But this will go out in a future video, and that little bit in this is gonna last a long time, very long time. So I'm just getting like a little bit of a glow. Let me go in. Oh, I just totally knocked my camera. Let's just get right back. I'm going to go in with a little bit of pressing powder. I just want to show you that one of the things that I got in the mail this week, and we've talked about this brand before, the MCO Beauty, the Australian brand that knocks everybody off. Here it is, side by side, the MCO Beauty and the Charlotte Tilbury Compact. Throughout the videos that are coming up here in the next, I can't say when, next few weeks, because pretty soon I go on summer vacation. I will take you guys with me, but we'll have to talk about summer vacation and how the Gen X Glam Station is going to travel, the mobile Gen X Glam Station. But here it is. Now, I don't have a lot of mine left. I do have a new one, but I'm not going to be getting into it until the fall. I'm probably going to, like when I scrape as much as I can scrape out of this before summer vacation, I'm going to travel with my mini. But the formula doesn't feel that much different. I've swatched it a few times. I do think that the Charlotte Tilbury formula feels a bit more, I don't know, you can feel the luxe. You feel the luxe even in the formula here from Charlotte. I'm just going to go in and dust a little bit under my eyes. This is with the Charlotte. I mean, I'm just pressing in here. I think we're going to get the same effect. The thing that's so great about this Charlotte's Flawless sort of flawless filter, not highlighter, pressing powder, is that for me, it's not super thick. It does not cake on. That's what I like about it. That's why I'm such a fan. That's why I've hit so much pan. So I'm not sure. Let's see the MCO Beauty. I have not tried the MCO Beauty other than on my hand. We still get the fallout. There's a little bit more fallout than the Charlotte Tilbury. I just feel like it's like I don't want to say thinner, but it's not, it does not feel as, let's see if we can put it down here. It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't, I don't know. This is the thing though, it's like wine. It's like wine. You can find a value bottle of wine, cost you like $8, but you love that wine. Maybe it costs you like $6. Or you can buy yourself an $80 bottle of wine, and you know, it's not giving you that much more satisfaction than your $6. So stick with your value buy. If you find a dupe for whatever it is that gives you the same sort of satisfaction, you know, you're happy with the results of it as, you know, a more expensive comparative product, go with what you like best at the price point you like best. Why not? All right, I've got to get out of here. Where did that spray go? Let's do one more spray here because this smells so divine. It's like rose water. And I'm thinking I can make it into work. Feeling all right. Man, it was a rough night. Not going to do any TMI here. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope that you are well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.